Lisa buys a car for 20,000 bucks. The value of the car can be represented by 20,000 minus 1250t. Okay, so this is saying the value starts at 20,000, but then it goes down by 1250 multiplied by how many years old the car is. So cars start out worth a lot, and then they become worth less as they wear out. And they ask us to plug some numbers into that. If t is 0, then your v is 20,000 minus 1250 times 0, which is 20,000 minus 0, which is just 20,000. That's easy enough. This means when the car is brand new, it really is worth 20 grand. 2 years later, the value is going to be 20,000 minus 1250 times 2. This means after 2 years, your car is worth 20,000 minus it's lost 1,250 bucks worth of value twice. It's now only worth 17,500. After 4 years, it's only worth 15,000. And after 6 years, it's only worth 12,500. Connect the points with a straight line, extend the line. All right. Here's our graph. When no time has gone by, we're up here at 20,000. Let's see. 2 years is only here. 17,500 would be, here's 17,000, here's 18,000. We must be halfway between. After 4 years, we're at 15,000. And after 6 years, one tick to the right of 5 years, we're at 12,500, like so. Okay, connect the points with a line. We can do that. I'm using the line tool because I'm on a computer. You should use a straight edge. And there we are. What does the ordered pair 0, 20,000 represent? That's when the car is just getting driven off the lot. It is 0 years old. It is worth 20,000 bucks because this is a time and this is a value in dollars. Use the graph to estimate the t-intercept. What does that represent? This is your v-intercept when you hit the v-axis. Way down here at the bottom, right there is where you hit the t-axis. The coordinates there are 16, 0. What does that mean? Any idea? If you're unsure, the units are 16 years, $0. That represents the amount of time that goes by, or the time when the car becomes worthless. When it's 16 years old, it's so worn out and busted you can't even give it away. It's worth $0. No one will pay you anything for it. So it represents when, remember your intercepts? The t-intercept means when v equals 0. So it's when the car becomes worthless. Becomes worth $0. Use the graph to estimate the value after 3 years. Here's 3 years. You can find where your line is at 3 years. It's about there. Value, what is that, 16,300? 16,250? It's 16,000. Because these values were going down by multiples of 1250, I'm going to guess it's 16,250. I may be off by 50 or 100 bucks, but it'll be somewhere in there. 10 years. They did say estimate after all, so they don't expect us to nail these numbers. 10 years. There we are. Up to the line. Right about there. Read over. That looks like 7,500 to me. Exactly between 7,000 and 8,000. And 14 years. Here's 14 years. The car is pretty much wrecked. It is worth, according to our line, what is that, 2,500 bucks? use the formula to verify DII, meaning this one, to check what the car is worth after 10 years. The formula, you remember, was up here. It said it was 20,000 minus 1250t. So we can calculate that. The value is 20,000 minus 1250 times the time, and they said it's 10 years. So we get 20,000 minus 12,500. Work that out, and you get 7,500, which is exactly what we got just eyeballing it from the graph. So the graph has served us well. The graph, again, is telling us the exact same stuff that the formula did, just in a different way. Now they have us work backwards. Use the graph to estimate when the car will be worth 5,000 bucks. Here's our value line here. 5,000 bucks is right here. Where's our line? Right over, right about there is where we hit the line. What time is it now? Here. What is that, 10, 11, 12 years? Looks like it'll take about 12 years for the value of the car to depreciate down to 5,000 bucks. Half the purchase price. Ooh, that's cryptic. What was this car originally? 20,000? Yeah, she spent 20,000 on it, so when will it be half that much? In other words, 10 grand. Here's 10 grand. Read over until you hit the line. Here's our $10,000 point. What time is it? Read down, read down, read down, read down. Right there. How long is that? 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, looks like 8 years. In 8 years, this car is worth half as much as it was when you bought it. And now they have us check that, verify F2. So our value is 20,000 minus 1,250t. The question here was, when is it down to half the purchase price? So if our value is down to 10,000 bucks, and that equals 20,000 minus 1,250t, we can solve this for t, and that'll tell us how long it is before we've lost half the value of our vehicle. I would subtract 20,000 from each side to get rid of this. 10,000 minus 20,000 is minus 10,000. On the right side, 20,000 minus 20,000 is just gone. We get minus 1,250t. And finally, if you want t by itself, it's multiplied by minus 1,250. To get rid of that, you divide by minus 1,250. Sorry, I'm hurting for space here. And we divide by minus 1,250 on the other side as well. And what comes out of that? T equals 8. So again, what the graph told us agrees beautifully with what the equation is telling us. Last thing they ask. Complete the following statement to describe the relation. The original value of the car is, they told us it was 20,000. It depreciates in value by, remember the 1,250? That's how much you're losing every year. The minus 1,250t is saying 1,250 bucks multiplied by how many years it's been. And the car has no value after, where was it? Right there. This on the graph represents, it's been, oh, I've already marked it. It's been 16 years and your car is now worth $0. It's so old no one will pay anything for it anymore. This car is worthless after 16 years.